Today, I wanted to touch on a very interesting topic of turning a negative into a positive at all times. So, basically, in today's lesson, it's just overlooking negative things happening and saying, okay, like this is negative, but what is going to come out of this that ends up being positive? In life, everyone's going through struggles on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a yearly basis, and we just essentially keep getting put down by these things that keep happening in our lives rather than accepting that what happens in your life is completely normal. um, Having bad days, having bad situations happen to you, it's all completely normal stuff. And what a lot of people will do is they'll take that negative thing that happens to them and they'll let it ruin the rest of the day, they'll let it ruin the week, the month, whatever it is. Or you know something happens one day and then it ruins their whole day, and then something happens the next day. There's always something that's not going to go your way in life, and people will let that affect them, and it's going to make them alter their next choices based on that feeling of negativity. So with that being said, I wanted to explain to you guys what I do on a daily basis to get over those feelings and look at it from more of a positive outlook. So, for example, if I have something negative happen to me, what I'll do is I will go and take that negative and turn it into a positive. Not really, the negative doesn't turn to a positive per se, but there's always something positive that lies within that situation. So, where did that, positively benefit my life? And that might be hard to see sometimes, might be hard to even think about when you're feeling so shitty about something. But if you look deep down into this negative thing that happens, in one way or another, it's going to positively impact you, whether that's, the most common thing is you're learning from that lesson. So, something bad happens to you. Okay, I won't do that again. There's that positive that came out of it. So actually, in every negative, there is that positive of it's going to make you not make that mistake again. Hopefully, a lot of people when they make mistakes, they tend to not make the mistake again or make it as bad the next time. So there's the first positive that comes into every negative. So that's really good. Secondly, you could keep looking even deeper. How did that, maybe that this situation was negative and made me feel shitty? Like maybe I lost my job, for example. I messed up in this job. And then that's like overall seems like a fully negative experience at the time. But what happens after that? Maybe I found a new job, a better job, a job that suits me better, a job I like more. So you can't see it at the time, but I feel like in everyone's life, if you think back, you can find that bad experience that happened, whether it's losing a job or losing someone in your life, and it ended up bringing you to someone better or something better, another better job. Um, that can go for every single situation. When something bad happens to you, you sit down and you step back and say, okay, well, this sucks right now, but if I just wait a little bit of time, one, that feeling is going to go away, and two, something more positive can come out of that. Like once again, meeting someone new or getting a new job or just any situation. So I think a lot of us um, go through life and let things once again just impact us every day, and something bad happens, not really bad, but something is going to set you back every day. Something's going to piss you off, or something at work's going to happen, or you're going to have a stressful conversation with someone, or someone's going to annoy you, or you know you'll get negative news every day. Life is about balancing negative and positive, and hopefully your life ends up being more positive. But it also comes down to your mindset. It's a mindset shift of, if you have more positives, or sorry, more negatives and positives, try and make those negatives more positive so you overall have more positives in your life, if that makes sense. So, for anyone struggling out there with, anything in life, whether that's a major event, whether that's a daily annoyance, whether, you're dreading something that's going to happen tomorrow that's going to be negative, just ask yourself, step back and ask yourself, will that better me? Will that bring me to something uh, better? Will that, negative, or sorry, positively impact a different part of my life? Will I learn from it? And once you start looking at life in that way and looking at the negative experiences in that way, you're going to feel a lot better overall, and you're going to be able to move forward, and you're going to be stronger in what you do every day. You're just going to have a stronger mindset.